Put a kid in front of your cause. Then nobody can argue your cause. If they do, they're against the children. It works. It works. Greta Thunberg, of course, the best example. I got no problem with Greta. I got no problem with her cause. But she's a great example of what I'm talking about. How old was Greta when she first? 14, maybe? She was like 15 or 16. They were globe-trotting her around to the biggest forums on planet Earth. She was screaming at grown-ups. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Like 70-year-old men were like, I'm sorry, Greta. I'm sorry. I care. I swear I care. What happened to Greta? She's still out there, and she's still mad about the environment. But she's 22 now. Now when she yells at people, they're like, shut the f*** up, you old damn. Well, nobody want to hear about the environment from some 22-year-old, saggy-titted, barren-wombed old bitch.
Absolutely hilarious. Greta getting roasted. Let's go.
Greta is on the high seas, but the world says, "Big please." Our video of the day comes from the Swedish girl that makes you want to hurl, Greta Thunberg, who claims she was abducted from her freedom flotilla. I ordered that at Taco Bell. By Israeli naval forces during a humanitarian mission to Gaza. What?
My name is Greta Thunberg. I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law. Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release.
Oh, thankfully, the Swedes now treat her like defective furniture from IKEA. A broken mess with a few screws loose. Here's one Swedish journalist responding.
My name is Joachim Lamotte and I'm a Swedish citizen. If you see this video, Greta Thunberg has been abducted by Israeli forces. And I have a message from the Swedish people to the Israeli government. Please keep her. We have had her so many years in Sweden and we cannot stand it anymore. So you are doing us a really big favor right now.
Look at that. Even Sweden doesn't want Greta Thunberg.
Tom, isn't that great? He said everything.
I love the accent. It's like, I love a Swedish right-winger. You know? Greta Thunberg, you got to say this for her. She's not wasting her donor money. She walks the walk. She cuts her own hair without a mirror. She's like, I'm Greta Thunberg.
Speaking of donor money, well, go ahead.
Why is she getting so old? She used to be a little kid.
I know. That's what happens when you're a miserable troll.
I know. She was a cute little Shirley Temple. Now she looks like Kathy Bates in Misery.
That's very...
She went from saving the trees to hating the Jews.
That is so true. She did go from saving the trees to hating the Jews.
It was only a matter of time before she got that haircut. But that haircut, for that haircut.
Yeah.
You know what I call those?
What?
Medicare for all bangs. Right? Like, you got those bangs, I know where you stand on that.
Yeah.
What happened to Greta Thunberg? She just ruined her reputation, in my opinion.
A lot of these protesters are fake, including Greta Thunberg. It's considered cool to be a protester that gets arrested. What happens if you're not arrested? Fake it till you make it. All for show. If you blinked, you missed it. She was not handcuffed. She saw a cop walking, so she kind of got behind him and putzed along.
How dare you?
That's not the way it works when you're arrested. The cop is behind you, pushing you along.
Greta Thunberg is a fraud.
Greta Thunberg has done it again. Let's go through all the ways she's exposed herself as a hypocrite once more. It's been a busy couple of days for Greta, from sailing in her little flotilla that could towards the big bad Israel, to being held in an Israeli prison and now being deported back to Greece. So, was it all worth it? Just look how happy she is.
He just wants the attention, in my opinion.
Let's be honest here. Is that the walk of someone who had their dreams thwarted or their plans achieved? Now, Greta can say her and her merry band of activists were solely focused on bringing food to the people of Gaza. But I think it's much clearer from what we just saw then that the plan was always to be intercepted by Israel. This was a stunt from the beginning. Put yourself in her shoes. You have spent weeks sailing to Gaza to feed people. You believe that people are going to die if you don't get there. You are not only stopped, but arrested, and according to her, treated terribly by Israel. Is that your reaction to seeing crowds?
It is all a marketing ploy to raise money.
Greta Thunberg, the 22-year-old who first made waves during a passionate speech back in 2019 against world leaders regarding their actions on climate change, has been turned into a meme yet again. This time, she has returned from her detainment by the Israeli military after several international activists deported from Israel spoke out against poor conditions, with one Turkish man stating, "They dragged little Greta by her hair before our eyes, beat her, and forced her to kiss the Israeli flag. They did everything imaginable to her as a warning to others." Whilst Greta hasn't officially spoken about her personal experience to a wide audience as of the writing of this video, it seems the fact that she has put so much effort into delivering aid to Palestine is making waves. This has resulted in many describing her as undertaking a side plot in reference to the US government shutdown, as taking part in the flotilla of ships to deliver aid to Palestine seems to be quite the undertaking. Greta is ultimately an interesting figure. There are some who love what she does as an international activist, and there are others who, at the very sight of her, seem to produce a violent rage. Given her inherently political actions, it does make sense that there would be people out there who disagree with her, but the manner in which she seems able to provoke intense emotion is almost unparalleled. This is why she has become such a prominent figure in the digital ecosystem. Whether people like or don't like what she's doing, it's certainly creating conversations across the ether. Then there's other aspects of her fame that have unfortunately, yet perhaps unsurprisingly, manifested as some circles using digital editing or AI in an attempt to make her look a certain way.
Just look at this picture. Oh my gosh. You can tell that this is fake.
Which goes to show that the internet can be an increasingly weird place. The point here is that Greta Thunberg and the memes she inspires regarding her existence are an example of the manner in which people on the internet can take a person and turn them into a symbol representing whatever they want them to. For those who hate her, she's a spoiled brat, but all seem to agree that she's undertaking a wild side plot at a young age whilst the rest of the world does its thing.
It is all for the attention, obviously.
Greta Thunberg has landed in Greece after being deported from Israel. The climate activist turned pro-Palestine crusader was detained by Israel after a flotilla she was on was intercepted by the military. She has since been deported from Israel to Greece, where she was met by a crowd of supporters.
Let me be very clear. There is a genocide going on in front of our very eyes. A live-streamed genocide on all of our phones. No one has the privilege to say we are not aware of what is happening. No one in the future will be able to say we did not know.
Not anymore. Thank Trump for bringing peace to the Middle East.
Greta Thunberg, who is having a complete and total meltdown after President Trump completely shreds her and destroys her in this video that we're going to be checking out here today. This whole thing is absolutely blowing up in her face after she did the really stupid thing of going into a war zone territory just so that she could play the victim. And she is getting completely roasted by the entire internet for what she did. Greta Thunberg's insistence on sailing into a war zone with no humanitarian aid, getting herself arrested, and then crying about it is probably the most global tantrum ever thrown by a sniffly child. And well,
absolutely amazing. Could not have said it any better.
She's not a child anymore. She is an actual adult, which is shocking. I have never seen a more fake person than Greta Thunberg. Everything she supports is fake. First climate change, now Palestine. Actually, she doesn't support anything. She gets paid to pretend. She is a globalist pawn. That is all that she is, and she does that very, very well. And well, today, we have some really spicy words coming from Trump himself when it comes to Greta Thunberg, and he does not hold back in absolutely destroying her. And then we'll get into her meltdown in response to President Trump.
Just a troublemaker, you know. I mean, she's no longer into the environment, now she's into this. She's a troublemaker. She has an anger management problem. I think she should see a doctor. She needs anger. If you ever watch her, she's a young person. She's so angry. She's so crazy. Now you can have her.
Trump always has the funniest take, I swear.
Oh my gosh. She has a lot of problems. Very crazy, very angry. It's just so funny, dude. Oh my goodness. Dude. And man, Greta Thunberg was not happy about that at all, okay? She was not happy about Trump completely shredding her, and so she decided to respond, all right? Greta Thunberg responds to Trump saying that she has anger management and mental problems and needs to see a doctor. So this is what Greta said in response to Trump. I heard Donald Trump once again has expressed his very flattering opinions on my character, and I appreciate his concerns for my mental health. To Trump, I would kindly receive any recommendations you might have to deal with these so-called anger management problems, since judging by your impressive track record, you seem to be suffering from them too.
Oh my gosh, I have no word. Greta Thunberg is not funny. She is absolutely melting down over what Trump said. This is crazy.
Favorite little climate change crazy doom goblin turned anti-Israel zealot, Greta Thunberg.
Hello, this is going to be a long video, but I have a lot to say, so bear with me.
No. Nobody's got time for a long rant from Greta. And Donald Trump should know he is responsible for Greta's finest moment. Remember when he ignored her at the UN during his first term? Look at that face. That was the day she gave that deranged "How dare you" speech. Good time.
Oh, the fight between Donald Trump and Greta Thunberg is so fun to watch.
The war between Donald Trump and Greta Thunberg is heating up. Following her deportation from Israel back to Europe after the Assoune flotilla she was a part of was intercepted by the Israeli military, Greta Thunberg was slammed by the President of the United States.
I bet it's gonna develop in something way more entertaining.
You know, Greta, she gets a lot of hate, but when you think about what she's done for the environment from an awareness point of view, unmatched. The bravery it takes to stand up to these global corporations and tell them global warming isn't a myth, it is real, and we need to do something about it soon or our time is going to be up. And all of that at 21 years old. I mean, I think we're going to look back on some of the comments made about her and feel pretty dumb.
Absolutely.
So with that in mind, probably fuck Greta Thunberg, marry Stifler's mum, kill the yellow wiggle.
Greta Thunberg always gets the better end of the stick. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you love comedy and click right there to watch the next one. Bye bye.